All right, so today we're going to break down a really fascinating investment proposal that's been making the rounds. It's a detailed plan aimed at foreigners who are thinking about retiring in Thailand. We're going to get right into the numbers, the strategy, and, the big promises behind this pretty bold idea.
Okay, to really get this, you have to see the contrast they're painting right from the start. The whole problem is framed like this. In a big Western city, a pile of cash gets you on the first rung of the ladder, maybe a down payment. But in Thailand, they're saying that same pile of cash is the finish line, a whole beautiful brand new home.
And this is the magic number the whole thing is built around. 250,000 US dollars. According to this plan, this single figure is the key that can unlock a completely different universe of retirement. So here's the big, bold claim, the hook that really pulls you in. It's not just about things being cheaper. It's about a total, radical shift in your entire lifestyle. See, the proposal isn't just trying to sell you a house. It's selling you the idea of your own personal empire.
So you might be asking, why would anyone even consider such a huge move? Well, it all boils down to what the source material calls the retirement squeeze, that intense financial pressure folks are feeling when they try to plan for the future back home.
And when you dig in, it's really targeting three major headaches. You've got high taxes that just chew away at your savings. You've got the cost of living that seems to go up every single day, making it impossible to budget. And then there's that nagging, constant fear. What if I outlive my money? This is the problem that the Thai Kingdom idea is supposed to solve.
And so, here's the answer they're proposing. It's a counter strategy, one that promises not just a way out, but a massive lifestyle upgrade.
You know, the language here is really telling. The goal isn't just to get by or survive your retirement years. The real promise, the core of this whole thing, is about achieving a life of luxury and dignity. To, as they put it, live like royalty.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the numbers. How exactly does this proposal suggest you split up that $250,000 to make all this happen? Well, it's broken down into a really clear three-part portfolio. So check out this breakdown. The structure is absolutely key. The biggest chunk, 150 grand, is for your main asset, your home. Then you've got these two equal slices of $50,000 each. One is for generating cash flow, and the other is for actually funding your day-to-day life. Let's look at each piece. Okay, first up, the biggest slice of the pie, the property itself. The claim is that for $150,000, you can buy a brand new 3-bedroom villa with a pool. This is the foundation, the cornerstone of your kingdom. Of course, any smart investor would still need to figure out the specific Thai laws around foreigners owning property. All right, moving on to part 2. This is all about liquidity and income, keeping money coming in. The proposal suggests putting $50,000 into what's called a foreign currency deposit, or FCD account, right there in Thailand. The whole point is to generate safe, accessible cash flow.
And this chart, wow, it really shows you the selling point. The proposal highlights that you can hold your US dollars in these Thai FCD accounts and earn up to 4% interest, all without even converting your currency. Now, that's a pretty attractive rate, but like with any investment, you'd also have to weigh things like currency swings and whether those interest rates might change.
And that last $50,000, think of that as your lifestyle engine. This is the cash that's earmarked to fund that whole living like royalty experience, day in and day out. Either use it as a direct fund, or you invest it in other high-yield Thai assets. Of course, you always have to remember that high yield usually comes with its own set of risks to manage. And this table, this is where it really hits home, right? The proposal is basically arguing that a lifestyle that would cost you maybe $5,000 a month back home can be had for about $1,000 a month in Thailand. We're talking private healthcare, your own household help like a maid, and eating out at world-class restaurants, all covered by taking advantage of this huge difference in the cost of living.
Okay, so right about now, you're probably thinking, this sounds almost too good to be true. What about the quality? Is the construction reliable? Is it safe? Well, the proposal sees that skepticism coming and introduces a key element that's all about building trust.
The source material is super clear on this. It basically says, look, for a life-changing decision like this, a real estate agent just isn't going to cut it. The proposal hammers home the need for real technical expertise to vet the investment and make sure your new home is solid. And they're not just talking in generalities either. The plan lays out a pretty specific engineering audit, breaking it down into concrete steps, checking the foundation, reviewing all the electrical systems, and analyzing the structure to see if it will hold up over the long haul. This is positioned as the critical safeguard for your entire investment. So we've looked at the problem they're trying to solve, the numbers, and the so-called safeguards. Let's kind of pull it all together and just quickly recap the most crucial points of this entire plan. First things first, let's be super clear on what we've been looking at here. This is an investment proposition. It's a specific, structured plan designed to achieve a certain outcome. We're here to explain its different parts, not to give you financial advice. So with that in mind, let's nail down the takeaways.
So, if you're going to remember just a few things from this proposal, here they are. First, the whole thing is built around that $250,000 portfolio, split into 3 buckets: property, cash flow, and lifestyle. Second, it's all about leveraging Thailand's lower cost of living to get a much higher quality of life. And finally, it insists that having an engineering audit is an absolutely critical safeguard to protect your investment.
And that kind of brings us to the big, lingering question, doesn't it? We've explained the proposition, laid out the plan, the numbers, the dream. So is this what the future of retirement looks like for a new generation of global citizens? Or is it just a really, really compelling, well-packaged dream? Definitely something to think about.